Hi everybody out there, CosMarketing Agency. We got Kevin Wood here, DC artist. We're here at his home studio talking to him about his past, future, what got him into art, some of the cool stuff you see here, a little bit of everything here today. So Kevin, yeah, we've known each other for
about 4 years, I guess.
About 4 years now. Why don't you tell them about how we first met? It's been a while,
We first met at the MegaCon.
MegaCon,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, several years ago. That was before CosMarketing Agency. That was before I was really even doing my cosplay in a big way. We were like both fishes out of water, just trying to like, what is this? Like figuring it all out, and then eventually conventions are now.
Yep.
Yeah, eventually conventions became a big source of meeting people. Getting to where we all are now, and source of money. Like conventions are now a big business. Like then it was just kind of like, oh, what is Comic-Con, right?
Right.
And then now it's like
MegaCon wasn't really.
Now it's like, oh, you're only going to 6 this year.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, MegaCon wasn't really that big. I mean, it was, but it's like it's bigger now.
Yes.
I mean, it actually went into 4 days. Instead of 3, just like, I think like 2 years ago.
And now they have the MegaCon bus that's going to be bringing people from far away. It's going to be bigger than like EDC eventually too, and the same thing with like the party buses, the MegaCon buses. So maybe eventually the Kevin Wood bus will show up at MegaCon. The Kevin Wood bus
tour. I'm not going that route, but maybe, you know.
That'd be cool.
You know,
a bus full of art, and then you could take your art.
Well, if it's on the bus, sure, I'll do that. You know. But
yeah. Right. Yeah.
That would be cool.
So why don't we talk about, you know, back then when we first met, or even before then, right? Like what got you into mixing and mingling with people at conventions, or maybe getting into art more professionally? Like what was the turning point that you're like, okay, I want to do art as a career?
That goes way back. I mean, that's like, we probably won't be able to cover all that in one setting. But I've been doing this all my life. You know, I've been drawing since I was a kid. I'm influenced by comic books and sci-fi, you know, forever. So it's just a given.
Self-taught.
Yeah,
self-taught.
Everything's self-taught. Yeah. You know, started out with pencil. Worked my way up to. I discovered the AirBrush when I was in the Navy. It was just something that was weird to me. I couldn't understand how this tool was spraying paint and you know, putting out an image and not touching the surface. You know what I mean? So
was part of it because a lot of people weren't using it? Was that part of like the appeal of it?
I had never heard of it.
Medium at the time?
In 1990, I had never seen it. I had never heard of it. That was the first time I ever seen an airbrush.
Yeah, so it's safe to say if something's different, that kind of attracts you to it.
Yeah, it was different for sure. You know, it's the fact that when I first saw it, it was in the hands of someone obviously that was, you know, using it very well. And I decided, if I can do that too, you know, I mean, I can draw with a pencil, and I just took what I knew as a pencil artist and just transferred that to an airbrush, and it worked. You know, I probably mastered that thing in 6 months.
And that's your preferred medium? That's
my preferred medium, yeah. And then, you know, and over the years, I just, you know, I chose to, well, I felt like I missed that feeling of a pencil, so I decided to mix color pencil into my airbrush work. So I'm actually mixed medium. So I do airbrush and combine with color pencil. Yeah. Depending
so it gives more depth.
It gives more depth and more realism, and you know, it's just my technique. Just a certain technique that I developed, you know, myself. It's not something that's unknown. There's a lot of artists that airbrush with color pencil, you know. But again, it's my style that I, you know, created for myself that fits with me. So, but as far as into the industry, I guess I've always wanted to do something, you know, great with my art. I just never thought that it would go this far. 2003, I you know, I went after Warner Brothers once again, you know, but I should say that was the first time, and literally got rejected in every sense of the word. So it was just the wrong time.
Why did you want to go after Warner Brothers?
Because they own Thundercats, and Thundercats is like my favorite of all time, you know, band of characters.
Right.
So I grew up on Thundercats.
So your love of the property.
Yeah, the property. I knew I wanted to work with that property, but it was owned by Warner Brothers. So in order to work with that property, I had to go after who owned it. And it got shot down big time. So, you know, so in I guess 2014, I decided to give it one more shot, and you know, went to school for aviation maintenance, you know, mechanics. I graduated, you know, top of my class, but I just felt compelled to do my art. It never left. It just stayed. You know, it always haunted me. It always stayed with me to just go after it. Stop, you know, holding on to what happened in the past, you know, the rejection and, you know, things like that. And if it's a burning desire that you keep waking up and, you know that's what you're supposed to do, then go ahead and do it. And lo and behold, right after I graduated, you know, aviation school, it's like that's when Warner Brothers and DC Comics took notice. And
so you said, hey, I'm gonna try this again. This is really
I'm gonna try this one more time. Yeah, and this time I'm gonna put my all into it. Like really, you know, my mindset's different now than it was 15 years ago. But I knew that if I could put the same effort into working for an aircraft manufacturer or you know, any job for that matter, working for someone else, then why not put that same effort into what I love, my love, my
build
craft.
Something for yourself.
Yeah, build something, right, exactly. So that's what happened, and I just refused to quit. I just refused to hear no.
And what was the painting or the sketch that you showed them that was the real game changer, that they were like, okay, now we need you on
the painting of Henry Cavill as Superman based on the Batman versus Superman movie.
Yeah.
And the black and white Batman that's sitting behind me right now, that's a concept that I created that was based on Ben Affleck's solo Batman. Supposedly, you know, at the time he was supposed to do the solo Batman, but they asked me if I could do something that's Batman related because Batman is their biggest seller. So everything is Batman. So no art direction, no nothing. Yeah. They just suggested do something current with Batman, and that was it. That was you know, I drew out you know, it's like my own imagination to create something based on the hopefully solo Batman with Deathstroke.